Well, there's only one more story left, and there's only one more thing to have, I think, at this point in the evening, and that is unprotected sex. Who better to tell us about it than Gabrielle?
So I'm sitting in the car with my friend Edie, listening to the woman explain to us how this is going to work. We were about to become call girls. Now this was only supposed to be a joke, a lark. We were 22. We had just graduated from college in California. I had some vague idea I wanted to be an artist and move to New York, but I had no idea how to do that. My life loomed in front of me like this big unfurnished room. And both Edie and I needed to make money. We didn't really know how to go about that because we'd both been liberal arts majors, which meant that for the last 4 years, we'd pretty much done nothing but read novels. So we sat down to go through the help wanted ads, and we saw a waitress and administrative assistant, and we're too thrilled. And then we saw this ad that said, discreet company for the man of distinction. And so we thought we'd go for a joke. And so we were even dressed in for the part. We had skin-tight pants and halter tops and high heels and glitter eyeshadow. But the woman in the car wasn't taken in by our disguises, and she said, have you two ever done anything like this? And I said, no. And Edie pipes up and says, but we'll go together. As if two novices are better than one. And the woman, I'm sure she was thinking this is too good to be true, because the next moment she's giving us our job description. And she said, the guy calls me and I call you and give you his number. When you call back, remember to describe yourselves. They like little details they can hang on to and think about when you're on your way over. And I get 25 out of every 100. You can split the rest any way you like. So then whoosh, we're out of the car and we're back at the house. And Edie says to me, well, my name's going to be Eve. What's yours going to be? And I was surprised, intrigued, but surprised. I had thought we were dressing up and pretending. And now she was telling me that she really wanted to do this. So she saw my hesitation and she said, well, Gabrielle, Colette would do it. Now, she was laying down the gauntlet because she knows I loved the novels of Colette. Colette had moved from the provinces to Paris to dance topless at the Moulin Rouge. She had reinvented herself as an artist and a novelist, and she had written Cherie and A Tender Shoot and The Last of Cherie. So that kind of cinched it for me. And so I said, well, if you're going to be Eve, I'm going to be Jezebel. And so that night we get the call, and we tell him he's getting 2 for the price of 1. And we drive over to the city and go to the hotel and take the elevator upstairs and walk down the hall and knock on the door. And the door opens, and the man standing there was George C. Scott. And Edie and I look at each other, and he invites us inside and says, would you like some champagne? And I'm like, we're gaga. And I said, oh my God, he even sounds like him. He has a very distinctive voice. And he says, no, everybody says that, but I'm really his brother. We look and sound alike. And he pours us out champagne, and I'm thinking, this is just like Gigi. And then I'm thinking, so what? If he wants to be George's brother, that's fine. I know Patton when I see him. I certainly know Mr. Rochester from Jane Eyre when I see him. And besides, I'm Jezebel and this is Eve. And so then pretty soon there are 3 naked bodies rolling on the bed, mostly Jezebel and Eve, because George, or his brother, was less of an actor and more of a director that night, orchestrating our tango. And as Jezebel, I got to experience a side of myself, which I had a brazen, more aggressive side of myself, which I hadn't really experienced before, and frankly, a side of Edie, or Eve, that I had never experienced before. And we had a lot of fun, and we way overstayed our hour. And then we left, and Edie, continued to go out on these calls dressing up as Eve, and she saved a lot of money and moved to Japan, where she transformed herself again. And I thought, you know, it's never going to get any better than this. And I moved to New York, where I could continue to pursue my dream of being an artist, although not Colette anymore, more my own version. But even now, when I want to feel more brazen or aggressive, I call on Jezebel. And as for George C. Scott, he never had a brother.
That's Gabrielle. Well, that is our show. That is the final class of Performing Your Life. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves.
Wait, we should all take a bow.
Yeah, why don't you all come up? That's a good idea. You guys were fabulous.
Oh my God.
Not that she's a controlling individual. This is not why you have trouble bonding. I've had a rough day. So, here we go. So Andy, Tammy, Shelley, Gabrielle, Helene, and Ann P. Thank you so much for coming. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. Good evening.